What's up? I'm RL.
And I'm Jenny.
Jen and I spend a lot of time together.
And also with family and friends.
But also we like communicating and having discussions with the people in our community.
The everyday people.
So join us on Tuesdays
at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What's up, y'all?
The Everyday People Show.
Chop it up. I'm your boy RL and she's your girl who?
Jenny.
From the block.
We have controversial topics.
Like I came in on this one.
Let me say this. I'm the type of person I don't like to speak for God. I think when people say I'm saved, I think you out of pocket. I think China is having product outsourced to other countries to get under the tariffs. Y'all do know that, right?
They still gotta bring it. Listen, they still gotta bring it to the border.
Gonna see they women going out buying black afros, but don't dare.
And I see your point. You're trying to say that race of women do not try to look like us. We're the ones trying to look like them.
Well, but that's not true. That's not true. That's not all the way true. That's
right.
Not true.
Right. Thank you, ladies. I've been trying to make that point. Great guests within our own community.
Well, I won't be into that.
Oh, okay.
I cried it out. I threw it up. Cold spit. I wouldn't care what you call it. Everything in me that didn't belong, he purged it out in Corpus Christi, Texas, before that book was birthed.
I can't remember the number now, but it's in one of my books. I think I had about $10,000 to my name. I don't even know but it's something like that. And I said, oh my God.
I thought about that. So I'm like, what if he would have pulled that trigger when he got to me? You know what I mean? Because it was point blank range.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's crazy.
We work really well as a team. Like in business, the process, don't mix business with pleasure, but I don't know why it works for us. Like,
and lots of fun right there. That trumps a balloon.
And then we got to hold our emotions. We can't even cry. But we love y'all, and guess what?
Nothing y'all can do.
Hey, nothing y'all can do about it. Peace. And welcome to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. I'm your boy R to the L, and she's your girl who?
Jenny.
From the block.
Hey,
What's up, y'all? What's going on out there? Listen, we want y'all to do one thing for us, man. Just share this live. Share this live to your favorite friend page or your favorite group or wherever you want to share this live. And we got a good show for you guys today. What we're gonna be talking about today? Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit before we bring out. First of all, we got an awesome guest coming on. Who we got coming on, Gene?
Mrs. Latonya Renee Brown.
Mrs. Latonya Renee Brown, author of this book right here, Becoming Her. I'm a him, but listen, I got somebody. Look, I'm not a her, but listen, fellas. If you read this book, you're going to get something out of this book yourself, man. You're going to find out. And I recommend this book for fellas to get your lady, man. I'm serious, man. Because a lot of y'all be complaining about your lady, man. Just go ahead and get that Becoming Her, man, and let her become her. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because me and Jen, we read the book at the same time. Yeah. And I kept stopping, and Jen was getting all deep into the book. Jen was getting deep down into the book, and I kept interrupting Jen because she was like, she was feeling the book because obviously it was resonating with her in her journey. You know what I'm saying? So, and so she told me just shut up. This is, but I can't help because Latonya was dropping a lot of nuggets in this book that could be for men too. You know what I'm saying?
Techniques.
Yeah, techniques that men can use too. But obviously, she wrote this book and trying to help a lot of women. So Jen, I'm gonna start talking. You talk a little bit about it.
I just when I read it, I just remember feeling like, wow, this is so needed. I wish I had this book 15 years ago. But it's perfect timing, regardless for me personally, and I'm just I would recommend any woman to have this book. I don't care what your age is. You could be a teenager. It could help, prevent you from traveling down certain roads as you get older. I think it's a great book, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. I cried. I had times when I cried. I had to really.
And she ain't telling y'all no lie, man. I mean,
I was absorbed.
and I'm gonna tell you something else she did. She went and got her nails did the day she took the book with her to read. I said, we read the book already. I'm like, she said. So Jen is really into. I'm into this. This was an awesome book, man. I really recommend this book, man. We don't have guests on until we read the book. We don't have guests on. What's up, Bridget Grimes? How you doing? What's up, Cleopatra Brown? What's going on, y'all? Share this live, man, to a friend, to a group, man. Because this guest, man, when she come on, we're gonna bring her on at the 7:30 point, man, to kind of like warm it up, man. Let us see our vibe. Let us see how we vibe, man. So we don't want to just throw it in the pot already. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get ready for this guest, man, coming up at 7:30. But in the meanwhile, we got a couple of topics we're gonna talk about. Something we was talking about last week, earlier last week. We was on Tuesday before they broke the Diddy verdict. What you think about the Diddy verdict? What you think gonna happen?
Well, I think for him, he's not probably as happy as maybe he could have been if they had not denied his bond.
Yeah, and I don't know why they denied his bond. I mean, now he's only let me show you the he was only found guilty 3 counts of transportation of engaging prostitution, and one of them, I don't know how you engage in prostitution with your girlfriend. I mean, that one thing I didn't understand it. I'm like, that's your girlfriend. I mean, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
That's she seemed like she was willing from what people are dragging her name in these YouTube and social media streets.
So really the only charge, and I'm not saying they're good charges, y'all, by any stretch of the imagination, but prostitution, you normally don't get a whole lot of time for picking up prostitutes, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I think with it being,
they used to call him John, so he's a big time John. Y'all share this live, man. If y'all want to, y'all give us what y'all take on this Diddy thing. Y'all think he gonna get, how much time y'all think he gonna get? Y'all think they gonna let him free, or they gonna try to set an example? I think they're gonna try to, by him denying him his bond.
Yeah,
I think they're setting the stage to. I think they're setting the stage to set an example.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think that too.
Yeah, because it don't make sense to revoke his bond. Like where he going? He don't beat the charges. Pretty much, he don't beat the big charges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's a done deal. He's gonna serve some time.
Yeah, he gonna. I think they're gonna give him another probably about 2 years. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give him about 2 more years before they let him go. But so that's that, man. I think the man finna do some time for being one of the world's biggest freaks, man.
Oh,
y'all, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man. We got a guest coming up at 7:30, man. Latonya Renee Brown. We almost want to bring up now, man, because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So soon as she pop in, we bring it in because we can't wait to talk about this book. Milton Creamer, what's up? Shadina Bullock, what's going on out there? Holla at your boy and your girl. You know what I'm saying? Y'all share this live. That's all we ask y'all to do. Y'all share this live to a group, to a friend, and tell them your boy and your girl is on. Let me get y'all a hand.
Yes.
For tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. We really do appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This is the Everyday People Show, which means this is your show. This is your show. We just here, man. We just hosting the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have our fun. We give our opinions and our thoughts, but it's for y'all.
And we had a great show last week, man. Friend of mine, Milton Creamer, man, came on to tell his story about how he
overcame that.
how he overcame his issues of drug addiction, man. It was a great story. Y'all want to listen to that story? Y'all can always go to over our YouTube page and read. Matter of fact, he said something. What's up, Milton? What's going on?
Hey.
What you say?
He beat the racketeer.
He beat the racketeering charge.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. He beat the most severe charge. So I don't know why they still denied his bond. So it's crazy to me, man. You know these folk, man. These judges are not judges. Today's judges are biased judges. They're not blind. They say what they say. Justice is supposed to be blind. They're not blind. They're making judgment in their feelings now. So that's how judges move now, man. So what else going on in the world today, man? Are y'all following the floods in Texas? They say over 100 people. Yeah, it's a sad situation.
I think it's
floods.
160 now. I think
is it the 160?
I think so.
Wow, man,
with
that's
many missing still.
That's a lot of people. But the one of the biggest question is, did the Donald Trump tax cuts? You know him. He did a lot of cuts to a lot of programs, and now they're calling it to question that some of the emergency stuff that they had in place that may have saved lives.
Yeah.
They took it away.
Yeah.
And it's one of them things you never know what you need until you need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So do you think that played a part in a lot of people losing their lives in the Texas flood?
Of course, because they didn't get notifications of the flash flood warnings until like way after the fact.
Yeah, they got
like
a lot.
4 hours. Was it
Yeah,
4 hours
and a lot of them
after?
say they never got warnings. And some they say because the guy who's supposed to get the warning, the major guy who's supposed to give the warning, he had resigned under Trump's policy that if you resign, you get, you know what I'm saying, you get they were asking people to volunteer to resign.
Yeah.
And he was one of
yeah.
and he was one of the ones who resigned. So it was a gap. It was a gap in communication because of the Trump cuts, budget cuts to important things that we need,
Right.
and that we need. You know that
So
we
they
don't.
didn't get anybody to replace him.
They didn't get him out to
I
replace him
gotcha.
because it just some people just they didn't think they was going to.
It's important enough to.
They didn't think they was going to need that position, so it's kind of like when Trump he cut the COVID relief efforts that Obama had in place. Obama had a COVID team in place to deal with a COVID outbreak in case we had one.
Right.
Nobody knew we gonna have one, and we hadn't had we hadn't had one in 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
A major COVID, a major outbreak like in 100 years. So Obama put one in place in case we had one.
Yes.
Trump came in his first team and removed it out of the budget. And lo and behold, we was hit with a huge pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So now you don't have the people in place to deal with it. So now you kind of like you playing it by ear.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the second time that Trump got caught with his pad down. You know, I don't know why would you cut budgets from stuff that you might need?
Right. And I mean that's a serious thing.
Okay, we was muted. Okay, we was muted. Okay. I don't know what happened. But
okay.
So what are y'all thoughts on Trump cutting the budget that may have saved lives in Texas, man. Over 100 people have lost their lives in flood. This sad story about the little girls in the camp, man. They didn't know what hit them. They never knew. They never saw it coming because a lot of people didn't get the warning that they were supposed to get because of the budget cuts to the emergency efforts to get the warning out. So I just think Trump is probably he's making cuts where people need. He's making cuts in the wrong places instead of cutting stuff the billionaires need. People who got money to take care of stuff. He's taking money from the poorest of Americans. So I know a couple of people who support Trump, man. I just don't get it, man. What Milton say?
It's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Exactly. It's always better to have it and not need it.
Right. I agree.
And to need it and not have it. And that's what happened in Texas. They had a catastrophic event, and Trump made a bunch of cuts, and and it's not in place to protect the people.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Let me play. They asked him this question. Let me play this real quick. This video. They did ask him a question about that. Of course, Donald Trump gonna deflect everything.
And the deals right now. Okay.
Are you investigating whether some of the cuts to the federal government left key vacancies at the National Weather Service or in the emergency coordination?
No, they did not.
They did. I'll tell you, if you look at that what a situation that all is, and that was really the Biden setup. That was not our setup, but I wouldn't blame Biden for it either. I would just say this is a 100-year catastrophe, and it's just so horrible to watch.
Are you planning to visit Texas, Mr. President?
Probably on Friday. We wanted to leave a little time. I would have done it today, but we'd just be in their way.
Now, all of a sudden, he's saying he's going to be in their way. But before he was president, he was going to disasters the next day. And this is what people got to understand about these politicians, man. And people say Trump not a politician. He's a politician just like the rest of them. Right. When they had the hurricane, he was down there the second day. He was down there the next day. Now he's saying he's going to go Friday. He's going to get out, stay out the way. And that's the same thing Kamala Harris was saying when the hurricane. I'm gonna stay out the way because when I come, I'm gonna bring a lot of people with me. They're gonna have to protect me, and that's what it's just crazy, man. How this man is allowed to just really get away with so much stuff, man, and people still stand behind him like he is.
Well, it's gonna take some more to take place for them, those that are so devoted to wake up, because it's gonna get worse. I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah, it's I don't and now they gave him the what they call the bill, the big beautiful bill.
Nothing beautiful about it.
And this is how slick Trump is. He named it the big beautiful bill.
Of course.
Oh man,
nothing beautiful about it.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing beautiful about the bill, man. So the people in Texas, man, y'all keep the people in Texas in your prayers, man, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, you know what I'm saying? And just pray for this nation, man. Pray for the good of the people, man. You know what I'm saying?
That could have been us.
Yeah, it could have been us. It could have been us. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about this guest coming up? So that's enough. So we got a good guest coming up. What's up, Life? What's going on, my sister? What's going on? What you say? Sometimes it looks like the enemy is winning, but it isn't. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. Right. Sometimes it looks like the enemy is winning.
Right.
And it definitely looked like the enemy winning now with Trump. but like you say, but God, man. I think what the enemy meant for bad, God always turns stuff around on his head. You know what I'm saying? So and I think it's meant to be. It meant this country this country does, in a way to me. I think this country deserved Donald Trump in a sad way. It deserved Donald Trump to be so a lot of people need to see that he's no good for them either. You know what I'm saying? So I think this country deserved Donald Trump.
He's a wake up call for, what's really going on. It's not about, the people. It's about the people who got the money and the people who have that power. And it's going to show itself. I just tell people to wait for it.
Yeah, wait for it.
It's coming.
So as we get ready to bring our guest up, let's talk. Can you talk a little bit about her? What's your take? You don't read the book twice.
So I feel very connected, and the reason I say this is because number one, her and I share the same middle name. We share the same middle name, and that name means born again. So that's very powerful to me. But on a level of just reading her book and reading her bio prior to that, she's a wife, a mother of 3 girls, and she homeschools her children. And she's very devoted to the betterment of women, and also just for the space of the world that God has given her with her family and beyond. And that person that she is, I can relate to her so much because, let me go there. I was once her, and changes in life transitioned me to another path. And so I get her. So I had a lot of emotions reading the book, and I felt like if a woman reads this book, not just myself, they'll be able to relate because she covers everything. And she just, her bio just speaks of how she's just a well-rounded person, spiritual, very willing to help people grow spiritually. And that to me, that means a lot to me because that's my heart, wanting people to be better. And women go through a lot of things, particularly, and she is devoted her time to to write a book to speak to us. And I just think in the simplicity of what it appears, she is like, she's full of treasure, and I appreciate her. So I'm excited. Like, I'm ready to see her, hear her, and to elaborate on what I've read, listening from her voice. So I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm watching her in the green room. I see her down there, but I don't see the video. Hopefully she can get her video to come up before we bring her up. So Latonya, if you're watching, okay, there she is. Okay, so she ready, y'all. She waited. She had to go get to the powder room. You know how y'all women is.
Of course.
Y'all ain't showing up nowhere unless y'all pretty, man.
That's right. You gotta powder your nose a little bit.
See, we just show up, and see, men, we just show up, man. We don't do nothing. We don't even wash our face. We just show up.
Well, it's a woman thing.
It's a woman thing. Oh,
yes.
Okay. So all right. So go ahead and read her bio before we bring her.
This is gonna be some static, y'all. So give me a second.
So ladies, listen, y'all really go get this book, man. Go get this book, man. It's streaming. It's streaming, not streaming. It's on Amazon. It's in Amazon. I know it's on Amazon. We got it off Amazon. We got the hard copy, and we got the we got the hard copy, and we got the what they call it, the audio, and we got the audio book. So we bought the audio book, and Jen wanted to get the hard copy too. So she wanted to give it to a couple of her girlfriends and all that. You know what I'm saying? I need to give it to a couple of my homeboys so they can give it to their girlfriends.
Y'all give me
for real, man. So
sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. Give me just a second.
See, you both already had that queued up now. See, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
you need to go read the book again so you can have your stuff in order.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You know these phones had these microphones doing a lot of crackling. Don't do that.
Oh, you had to cut your whole phone on.
I always do. I have to. Are we gonna be rat-a-tat-tatting through
and-
the whole show?
This man taking the whole lot,
No, it's
lot of
coming.
time to reboot.
Y'all be patient with me. It's coming. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
Give me 1 second. It's coming.
Hold
All
on.
right. I got this. It is so okay. Yeah, but just be patient. It's the first thing love is patient.
Please be patient with me. God is not through with her yet.
All righty. Here we go. So if y'all hear any static, just blame it on the phones. All right, y'all. So she has an amazing bio. And so, of course, her name is Latonya Renee Brown. She's a faith-filled creator. She's a devoted wife, loving mother of 3 girls, and a proud homemaker who homeschools her children with purpose and passion. She is also the author of Becoming Her, a Proverbs 31 journey in a modern world, and the host of the Peace Through Christ podcast. She is passionate about helping women experience true peace by drawing closer to the Creator and understanding His Word. Her book is a powerful and transparent book or look at what it means to grow into the woman God designed you to be in the middle of real life challenges. Through her raw testimony, she opens up about her own journey with honesty, grace, and a touch of humor. She encourages women to embrace their process, heal from their past, and walk boldly in purpose. Whether through her writing, podcasting, or everyday conversations, Latonya's mission is clear: to inspire women to grow spiritually, live authentically, and become everything God has called them to be. Amazing.
Amazing. And without further ado, y'all, we bring to the stage, what's say Miss or Mrs.? Mrs. Latonya Renee Brown.
Hey.
Hi. It's so nice to see you.
You guys too. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be up here.
We're blessed to have you. We're blessed to have you on. You know, so go. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started, Miss Brown.
Hey guys. Okay, I'm Latonya, or people call me Tanya. Whichever one is fine with me. I'm a mother of 3 girls. I'm a wife. I'm a homemaker, so I'm here with my girls at home while my husband is over the road truck driving. So I spend a lot of time doing homeschool with them, just doing different activities. I try my best to just get out and try to give the word of Christ to people, because I come from a background that was really, I want to say, confusion, messy, a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma. And just to experience God and experience true peace, like, why would I hold that for myself? Like, I want every woman to experience that. I want every mother, every single mom, every teenage girl to know, like, you can truly experience peace. Like, you don't have to find it in the world. You don't have to find it from a guy. Like, you can experience it through God. So, yeah, that's it.
Amen.
All right, awesome.
I love that, and I promise you, you are who I was, like homemaker, all of that, and so the book has just been phenomenal for me, and I know I'm going to read it again and again and again, just to.
Actually, Jen, you should have said she was who you was. Like,
No. The person she is to present day was where I was, and so the journey for me, if I can just clear it up, is the road. The reason why the book had me in tears is because the woman that she is now is where I was in those exact. I homeschooled it was a short season, but I was a homemaker, wife, all of that, very heavy in church, homemaker, all of that. And when I was in that place, I had that same mission, and then life changed for me. So reading the book is helping me with the transition to where I am now. So
that is a blessing.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
I guess I'm gonna be hitting the clap button all day then with y'all too. So listen, y'all, if y'all tuning in, y'all please share this live, man. Y'all please share this live with a favorite group, a favorite friend. We got some good stuff to talk about today, man. Mrs. Brown is She got some gems. She gonna be dropping. She gonna be. I mean, look, I ain't got no tissue or nothing with me right now. So listen.
I'll use your shirt.
All right, Jen. Let's get into it. You got any questions off limits? So is it? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Well, first, I just want to say I like the fact that you. Okay. I like the. I like the fact that you stated it's not a guidebook, but it's a mirror and it's an invitation. So explain that a little bit more when you say it's an invitation.
Yes, of course. I'll say it's not a guidebook because we see many shows, many books that say like, "Oh, this is how you do this. This is how you do that to be this person." When I wrote this book, that's not what I wanted because I'm not a perfect person and I don't claim to be. I wanted to be me sharing my honest testimony and to give scripture. I give devotions at the end so that the person that's reading can be able to dive deep. So you can take a pause and be like, okay, what do I need to say to myself? How do I need to search within me? I want it to be an invitation from me to you to say, hey, this is me. And in many other ways, it could be you, or it may not be you, and you don't even know what you want right now. But this book is to show you this is where I am, and this is how you can find yourself.
Okay, I like that. All right. What so when you got into this quiet place of learning yourself, understanding your deepest desires for what you really want to experience from your spirit self, what was the defining point for you to write the book?
That's a deep question. I mean, I feel like for me, I always journal. Like I'm a person that writes my feelings. I write any and everything. Like if I want to remember it, like years down on. And I started to write more once I had my kids because I want them to look back and look at my journals and say, okay, this is who mom was. Like you never could forget her presence because she wrote a lot about it or whatever. So in journaling, it was one day that I was just looking back, like all the way back from high school, reading stuff that I had journaled. And I was like, wow, like I have came, like it's one thing to be like, I came a long way, but to read it and to see everything you've been through and how far you came and where you at now, like the things that I prayed for, like I have, like that was a blessing. So when I finally read my journal and read it through, I said like, okay, I got this podcast. I'm doing all these things. What is another way that I could reach women and tell my story? So I went through my journal and I just started to write. I cried. I cried writing like so hard. You don't understand. I cried because just to look back and like not look back in a way to say that I hated that. Yes, I did hate it, but look what God did. Like, look at everything that happened. It happened for a reason. And God, He turned that trouble, that trauma, that anger, that unforgiveness, He turned it all into something that was great. Something that I could pour into my girls and show them how to walk with God and have peace and not being out here just looking and finding and trying to find somebody to love you so you can feel good. Like I was like, I have to write this. I have to tell my story.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all just tuning in, we are joined by Latonya Renee Brown, author of the book Becoming Her, a Proverbs 31 journey in a modern world, and YouTube podcast host of Peace Through Christ. So I have a question for you. Explain when you say becoming her, what does becoming her mean to you?
I love that question. Yeah, so you say becoming her. Who is her? Who am I becoming? Who is this her person, right? For me, her was healed. Somebody that's equipped with the word of God. Somebody that's redeemed by His grace. So her is the woman that you are searching to become. Her is the woman that is not trying to be fake. The woman that's the woman that is saying, I'm not okay, and it's okay not to be okay, and I need help. That is her. Her is a woman that is unhealed and looking to find a safe place, looking to find peace.
Okay. I do have a question. Did you hear from God the most through your hurt or your healing?
Mm, that's deep. I would
All right,
say.
we deep on him, girl. We
I
taking
know,
it to
right? The question.
we actually see, and this is why we like to actually read the book so we can, you know what I'm saying.
Yes. I think I heard from God during both, but the most I would say during my hurt, because it took a lot for me to come to Him truthfully and say, this is who I am. And I want to repent. Forgive me. Like coming to Him unashamed. It took a lot. And doing that, He broke me down. Like He said, okay, I'm here for you. This is all I wanted you to do. I wanted you to surrender. And once I surrendered, it was like, okay, I'm hurting. I'm still surrendering. I still don't know. I have all these questions. Where do I start? What do I do? Like, what do I need to read? And in that season, like, it felt so painful because a lot of friends I had to let go. A lot of things I used to do, I didn't have an appetite for anymore. A lot of, like, the way I looked at the world became, like, so different. And that hurts me because I'm a person that's like, I really like care for others and I would do anything for anybody. So for me to say, okay, I'm choosing me because I need to take this space to find myself and do whatever I have to do, let whoever go so I can do that. That was a painful walk. And it was a painful walk to realize that I am not perfect and I shouldn't have to put that face on.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Totally get that. Yeah. So, in writing the book, who has been the greatest inspiration for you? Like, who are the women in your life that may have given you like takeaways for validation of your book and just that added to your own personal journey that you wrote from?
Yes. Basically I was raised by women.
Okay.
So my sister, my older sister, Artrice, my mother, my grandmother. When I was little, my parents were addicts, and I lived with my great grandmother and my grandmother, and I was separated from my siblings until I was about 6 years old. So my grandmother really instilled like church in me. She really taught me a lot of things early. Like people say, you got an old soul, girl. And that was really because of them. That was because of my grandma. That was because of my great grandmother. So these are the women that like really taught me that you can do anything you put your mind to. You can overcome things. Like my mom, she was an addict. She didn't have to get herself together to get her kids back. She didn't have to say, okay, I really want my child back. I need to let this go and I'm going to do it. And this is it. She didn't have to do that, but she did it because she knew what she wanted. And she knew that she wanted to let that go. That wasn't a life she wanted to live anymore. So she showed me a lot through her walk with her addiction, on how she recovered from that and how she was able to take care of us and just bringing us out of a really unsafe place. Everything, like my sister, my grandmother, all those women in my life, even women now today, my friends, my mother-in-law, like I look up to those people.
Okay. What about your husband? What kind of support did he provide for you when writing this book?
My husband was like the key to everything when it comes to me coming back to Christ. Because, like I said, I grew up in the church. I was always in the church, but I didn't really know who Jesus was for myself. So I was doing everything, tarot cards, smoking, drinking, clubbing, anything just to feel good. And it wasn't until life just became repeat. Like I'm just like, God, it got to be something better than this. Like, life is on repeat for me. I do this every single day. What else? What is it? Like, this
You ain't
can't
the only one.
this can't
Right.
be like it got to be something else to this. So I tried
You were
different.
looking for peace. You were looking for
Yes,
peace. That's
like
what I gathered from the book. And I call it the new age spiritualism. You try the crystals, all of those things. I get it.
anything came, I tried it.
I get
I
it.
tried Buddhism. I
The sage.
tried doing all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And my husband, after we got married, he was changing already himself. Like, he was trying to find God. And I was still running around the house, lighting candles and manifesting all these things and doing all this stuff. And he was like, babe, like, you got to stop this. Like, you have to stop. Like, you say you love Jesus and all these things, but how can you do this and say you love Jesus or whatever? And you know me, I'm like, whatever, I can do both. It's nothing. Like, God know my heart. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. Like, I didn't understand. Like, it took me to like really look into myself and have that spiritual encounter of where I was basically call it sleep paralysis, but I feel like it was a really bad spirit on me that Jesus delivered me from. And I was finally like, okay, now it's time to talk to my husband. Now it's time to apologize. Now it's time to like really tell him, okay, this is where I'm at. I see where you at. Help me, show me. What can we do together? So my husband is a really big key for that. And he supported me. He didn't push me to do things fast. Like, he let me be and he let me learn and he taught me and he sat and watched videos with me. Like, he is very supportive.
That's awesome. And that makes a difference because that's someone who's in your life every day.
Yes,
And that's a true definition of a helpmate. So
yes.
that's
He holds me.
amazing. I love that.
He does.
Love that for you.
And how has that changed your marriage?
Ooh.
How has becoming her changed your marriage?
Yes, I feel like before we were reborn and the couple we were that we are now is like black and white. Like, the way we talk to each other, the way I like respond to him, even in just letting him lead our household. Like, I was the type of woman, I was very independent. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, I was going to work, I was going to get out here and find something to do. Like, I wanted to be that woman that didn't need nobody. And I didn't want nobody to tell me nothing to do. Like, when I found Christ, I was able to he was like, okay, you can sit down. You can focus on you. You can take care of the kids and let me provide for you. And I was like, if he would have told me that years ago, I was like, no. But it was God. It was the Holy Spirit that let me be calm and be like, okay, this is a man of God. He ain't gonna lead you in the wrong direction. Let him be the man. So yeah,
I can relate to some of that.
It's like night and day.
Wow. Yeah, I can relate to some of that too. That's why I say this book has been like phenomenal for me. Just from the moment I picked up and start reading the introduction, like just from the start. So yeah.
If y'all tuning in, we are here with Latonya Renee Brown, author of the book Becoming Her, a Proverbs 31 journey in the modern world, and YouTube podcast host of Peace Through Christ. If y'all have any questions that y'all want to submit, that y'all want to ask her why we have her, please submit your question in the comment section. And please go get this book, ladies. And fellas too, go get this book for your girlfriend. I know I'm not gonna say but listen, it's gonna be beneficial to you, fellas. If you get your girlfriend, your wife, this book, it's gonna be beneficial to you. So go get this book, Becoming Her. Go ahead, Gina.
All right, so let's dig into the book itself in detail. So for chapter 1, it's titled "The Voice of the Girl I Used to Be." What were some of the mindsets that you were raised up in that was that girl you used to be?
I feel like we didn't say I love you a lot in my household. It was just like an understand thing. Like, And I tell my girls that all the time because we need that. We need to know that. When they say I love you a lot, there was a lot of anger. There was a lot of, like, I felt like I was a very quiet person, like around my mom and around like my immediate family, because I felt like I didn't have a voice. Like if I said something, it was like, be quiet, you talking back. Like I wasn't able to express myself. I grew up in a bad neighborhood, so I seen everything, like somebody dying in front of me, like all type of things, drugs here, there. It was a lot. It wasn't like a environment that you would want your kids to be in, but we didn't have a choice. It is what it is. And I learned a lot of, like, I would say things that I applied to my adulthood, like, oh, you can hustle to do this and fast money this and do that. And it didn't lead me nowhere. It got me in a lot of trouble. It got me into a lot of hurt. I was searching for like love in all the wrong places because I really I didn't know, I didn't have a deep relationship with my own father. And I really just wanted him present more. So I just wanted to feel loved by a man. So I was just doing anything for attention. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. And in that, did you find it difficult, like, to silence those voices in the beginning? Like, was that a part of your challenge, just not reaching back into the past of your mind as you were becoming her to the woman that you are now?
Yeah, I feel like I tried to block out a lot. Because I didn't want to revisit it because it was painful for me. And also I felt like I just kept living in oh, this happened to me. This happened to me. Like I had to realize that just because it happened to you doesn't mean that that has to be you. And that doesn't have to be
Right.
your story. So yes, it was painful for me to like even talk about my childhood sometimes. And that doesn't take away, like, I did have good days. I did have parents that tried, but also they had their own trauma. They had their
Right.
own things. They were only doing the best they could. So I cannot
Right.
fault them for that. But also, I was a child and it was a lot of hurt that I was running from. And until I faced that, I wasn't going to be able to find peace at all.
And I think it's one of the most difficult things, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their thing, you know what I'm saying? Even our parents have their thing that they deal with, you know what I'm saying? And we got to, and we don't really understand it until we become parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We have to give them grace to have their trauma that they deal with.
Because at first I'm like, oh, they could have did this, they could have did that. But it's like, they didn't even have the tools to know what to do. Right. Their parents probably did even worse. Like, who's to say? And they went through a lot. So they did the best they could. And I'm grateful for that. And I give them grace for that.
Right.
Okay, we have a question. Sister Faye Hope, are you happy to a different level becoming her? What you said? Are you happy to
That's right.
I guess that's the question. Are you happy
to a different level becoming
like
her?
My happiness at a different level than it was?
Yeah, that sounds like what she's asking. Like to a different level.
To answer that shortly, I would say yeah. My happiness is way different now because back then I found happiness in drugs. I found happiness in money. I found happiness in chasing a hustle. I found happiness in anything. But right now, my happiness is in I have purpose. I have a life that I feel like I can show other people how to just live and not feel like you gotta hide. So that's a different type of happiness when you can wake up and say, "Oh, I ain't got to be perfect today. I ain't gotta act like I'm better than nobody. I ain't got to act like I got it because I don't, and it's okay because the main thing that I need is Jesus, and He's gonna help me through whatever it is." So yes, my happiness is way different now. It's way better. And that doesn't mean I don't got bad days. The enemy still try to attack me. It probably
Of
now
course.
more than before.
Of
But
Of
course.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
'Cause
say I know,
you're living your purpose, your true self in
yeah,
Christ. Yeah.
I know who to run to now. And that's all I can say about that.
Okay. All right. So chapter 2. So that's titled Becoming in the Broken Places. What would you say was your central broken place? Did it have to do with how you felt about yourself, maybe how you viewed the world? Like what was your central broken place in your becoming?
My broken place was, I'm trying to put it all together because there's many different moments, but all together I feel like the broken part of me was when I truly just lost myself. Like I felt like I didn't have anything to live for. I felt like I didn't know who I was or what I wanted to do with my life. I felt like everything was just like confusion for me. Like I was just picking up things. Like I felt broken as if like something was missing. I couldn't put my finger on it, like something is missing. I have this man that I'm with and I know he loves me. We have children together, but it's like something is missing. Like I'm still not happy. So my brokenness came from trying to block out everything that happened to me in the past and not facing that. And also realizing because I did that, now I can't even look at my life in a clear view to see what I want, what's my purpose, how to move forward. So it put me in a deep depression. Like, how? Like, what do I do? Who do I run to?
Mm. So let me ask you a question. How did you? There's a lot of stuff in this book. So for reading this book, you have to be in a mental space to write this book because you put a lot of stuff in this book. You open a lot of. I want to say you expose a lot of wounds that you had in this book. So how did you find time being a wife and a mother to write? Like, where did you find the space to write? You know what I'm saying? And to get in that mindset with kids. I don't know how many kids you have. Did you say 2 kids? Three kids and a husband. So where did you find that space? You know.
And I talk about that also in the book. Just like looking back and finding like yourself in the midst of being a mother and everything else. So for me, I feel like I'm on go 24/7. Like literally throughout the day, I'm on go. Here, there, doing this, trying to talk to my husband because he's over the road, being there with him. So I'm all over the place. So when I wrote my book, it was in a space where usually at night, once the house is quiet, once the girls are in bed, I done cleaned up, that's when I get and I go into prayer. That's usually when I have my Bible study by myself. I go into prayer, I pray over this book. I went back into my journals, I cried, I pulled up scripture to make sure that everything I say aligns with his word. Like I put a lot of time and effort into this book to help other women, and it took me a long time. Like it took me, I want to say 7 months of writing, and this is a short book. So it took me like 7 months to write it. And in that time, I feel like I wrote probably a chapter a night. And sometimes even less, depending on if I'm going to talk to my husband or if I'm going to be doing something else. But yeah, usually it was at nighttime when I found that space to just be quiet, be still, and just have my time with the Lord.
So when the kids went to sleep, you started writing. Okay,
And
this way.
Since my husband started truck driving, I could not sleep at night because I'm used to him being in the bed. So I was up all night anyway. So I'm like, I might as well just be using this time to write my book.
That's awesome. Wow. I think when you have that space, it also gives, and when it's quiet, you can hear more clear. And I'm imagining that was probably the most you probably pulled up from your spirit to write about.
Yes, I was a lot during the time of writing it, I felt like I fasted a lot because I wanted to hear from God. I wanted to make sure I was pouring into the book everything He wanted me to put in there,
Right.
not just me. Like, what do you want your people to hear? How can I speak to them and let them know who you are? Like, how do I represent your kingdom in the right way?
That's right. Absolutely.
Cleopatra Brown. A matter of fact, this is where I found your book at.
My mother-in-law.
She sent some. She's quoted some from the book, and I felt that, you know what I'm saying. So I forgot what the quote was in the book. I had to go back to her page and listen to it again. But her question is, do you feel like the Buddhist practice helped you with the decision to leave and become one with God? Because Buddhism is about
being happy.
Being happy. Okay.
Do I feel like the Buddhist practice helped me with the decision to leave Buddhism?
That's what it sounds
and
like she's
become
saying.
one with God, because Buddhism is about being happy. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm answering that right. So, yes. Okay. Before, that gives timeline. Okay. So before I came to Christ, like I said, I was doing all these different things. In the midst of that, I started Buddhism. Nichiren Buddhism is a form where you like chant for happiness and peace. And I was chanting a lot and I was doing all these things. And I feel like I felt like I had a peace when I was chanting, but once everything was over, I felt like I was still lost. So after that happened, that's when I had the encounter with Jesus where I was basically in sleep paralysis and I called out to His name to save me or whatever. And he delivered me from that. And that's when I went to my husband and spoke to him and broke down. And it was just like, basically it made me think, okay, I've been doing all this. I'm doing Buddhism, I'm chanting. Why am I doing that if the one person that I called on that I've been running away from this whole time, I called his name one time and he delivered me from that demon. Like the most powerful person, the creator of the world, the creator of peace, the one who is love. Why am I doing all this when all I need is Him? So yes, my decision to leave Buddhism was basically out of not me saying that, oh, I don't respect what you guys are doing, but this is not for me anymore, because this is not, how can I put it? This is not getting me where I need to be. Like it didn't serve me anymore.
Oh, okay.
Amen. Wow. Okay. I'm going to dig into another chapter. So chapter 4 is about breaking the patterns and becoming the promise. So with that chapter, do you feel that this is serving your family with having 3 girls? Like breaking those old thoughts, maybe generational curses. I mean, those are real. Do you feel like that's beneficial for your daughters? Did you have them in mind too?
Yes, they're always in my mind because I'm like, they're looking up to me. Like I am the woman in the house and they are going to be women one day. So I am who they are looking up to. And I feel like the healed version of me is a way better version that they would have got back then. And the way I can pour into them now in this space that I am is way healthier.
Yeah.
And I feel like my kids, my oldest, her name is Cadence. She is 8 years old now. And I kid you not, she brings me to tears a lot of times because I see so much of me in her. And whenever I talk to her about God, like she gets very teary eyed. She's a kid that likes to like ask a lot of questions. She wants to know. She wants to discover for herself. So one night I'm in my prayer closet and I'm praying and I'm just doing my thing. I'm in the closet. She walks in and she says, "Mom, I want to have time with God too. Can I come in the prayer closet too?" I said, "Of course, It's like so inspiring to see your child want to know God for
Absolutely.
themselves, like want to die
Mhm.
without me saying, okay, I show you every day about what I do, but for you to come to me and want it for yourself, that's a
Mhm.
different type of happiness that brought my heart. Like, yes. So I feel like I'm breaking a lot of generational curses. I'm able to raise my children in a household with mom and dad for one,
Mhm.
and mom
Mhm.
and dad loving Jesus first, and you experiencing this. I feel like that's the best I could do for them.
Mm. Oh, I'm trying not to cry. Woo.
And that's what it's all about. The
Yeah.
breaking those generational curses. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to live the way I live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's awesome right there. That is awesome.
And that's
Yeah.
quite a role to fill, being a generational curse breaker. Like you're setting a new mold for your family.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, how is it power in remembering your trauma as opposed to reliving it?
Oh, that's a good gem in the book. Y'all gotta get that. I'm
Yes.
not giving it too much, but I feel like we get caught up in, like I said, the trauma, the bad things, everything that happens, you get so caught up in that.
Mhm.
And it makes you not even want to look back at it. Like you're constantly running. But when you
Mhm.
actually stop and
Mm.
look at it, like really take a minute and look at it, that's when you start to realize that, okay, what I've been running from, I should not have never been running from, because if I don't face it, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm going to be running my whole life, just on go, my whole life running. I feel like when you look back, you're not only looking back at just the trauma, but you also want to remember the good things. You want to remember what God brought you from. You want to remember what He did in your life. Like looking
Mhm.
back doesn't have to be a bad thing all the time.
Right.
It's
Right. It's
really a good thing to look back at your life and look back at those hard moments that you made it through,
mm,
or you're going through in the midst right now.
yeah. It's showing that gratitude for how he kept you and
Hmm.
brought you to every step that led you to right now. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like who I always I just asked my friend this because she's going through a lot in her life right now.
Mhm.
But who are we if we didn't have a struggle? Like, who would you be? How would you learn? How would you grow? Like, if you didn't go through nothing in life and everything was just flowers and
Mhm.
lollipops, like,
Yep.
who would you be? How would you grow?
Right.
Like, go through these things for a reason.
Yeah.
So yes, it may hurt to look back, but we have
Right.
to.
Right. I so get that. Wow. Mm.
Okay, I got a question. You mentioned your friends. So how did you handle people who approach the old you? You know
Ooh,
how you know how people approach that old you
yes.
in your new set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You got
Mm.
new boundaries now, and they approach
Yes.
the old you. Girl,
Mhm.
they got it going on out there at the club. You have to come on out here. So
Yes. Believe it or not, I still get that to this day. Like I
Mm.
still have people that reach out to me like, "Hey, you want to come to the club?" or "When you come back to Atlanta, let's hang." And I'm like, "Girl, I don't hang like that."
Mm.
But I feel like you meet people where they are. Like, I'm not here to throw Christ down your throat. I'm not here to throw my lifestyle down your throat. I meet people where they are. I give them grace. Like, okay, this is I understand. This is what you do. I'm not telling you to stop, but this is where I am. And you have to be like, in the book I talk about boundaries too, because you have to stand up for yourself. You have to
Right.
let people know, like, or people
Right.
will walk over you. You have
Yep.
to let people know, I don't do this anymore. I don't
Mhm.
participate in this. But we can go here, we go to the coffee shop, girl, we can go to the library, we
Yes.
can go eat with, like, there's other ways to have fun.
Absolutely.
So
I totally
yeah, I'm
agree.
not afraid to let people know who I am, but also I give them grace for where they're at.
Mhm.
and you
That's
talked
rich.
about Jen. She talked about and I think this part resonated with you a lot. How you try to people look for you to fix things and you know what I'm saying. You know what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, like to be a source for support and help with advice, things like that.
You
Being
know,
like a
I was telling you, you need to be the one to make it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
me. I'm that person in my family too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like,
It's hard sometimes.
yeah, my mom runs to me for stuff, my sisters, like a lot of people depend on me. Of course, I got my husband and my kids that depend on me every day. So it could be a lot, but I feel like you are able to discern what you can and what you cannot do,
Right.
and
Right.
not pour from an empty cup. Don't do that. Don't drain yourself.
Right.
If you feel
Right.
like you can't do it, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, okay, I can't do this, but maybe I can help you in this way, or maybe I can sit on the phone and just talk to you for a minute. I feel
Yeah.
like you just gotta. I know for me, I'm such a like. I feel like I'm empath. How do you say it?
You're an empath. You're an
Yeah,
empath.
like
I was gonna ask you that earlier. I felt that because I
yeah,
know I am, and
yes,
we
I
pick
feel
up
people feel
everything.
the core, and I will like give
Yeah.
my last to somebody
That's
if I
me.
can, like.
Yeah.
And I had to stop myself because I was draining myself. I was pouring into
Mhm.
everybody. My phone blowing up, and when I need help or I need somebody to talk to,
Yes.
I ain't have nobody to talk to.
Right. I promise you I get that so much. And it's almost the loyalty thing. Like sometimes that empathy, you can find yourself being so loyal to people, whether it's a title, whether it's a situation, and it can be to your detriment. And those are the times you have to set boundaries and say no. And that's
Mhm,
hard to do.
mhm.
You want to be there, you want to stay in there, but sometimes that's difficult because if it doesn't align with who you are, you don't want to be fake.
Yeah,
So, you know what I'm saying? That's a hard place to be in sometimes.
yeah. I had to realize like I had to stop putting myself like for somebody else to cut me. Like, here I am. You can do whatever
Mm,
you want to me. I'm a help.
right.
Like, I had to stop that
Right.
because there's nothing. How can I grow from that? What am I getting from
Right.
that? Like, I am literally being drained. So
Right.
now I use my discernment and I
Mhm.
pour where I can, and if I can't, I just can't do it.
Right. And that was so powerful for me because sometimes we'll suffer in silence and it's like,
That was me.
there's like you just don't say nothing and then
I'm the
you
type of person like I'm not a person. I don't like to ask for help. I don't like
yep, me either.
business. Like I will suffer in silence, and like you
Yep.
said, whenever somebody else needed me, I was right there. I
Mhm.
had all the advice
Yes.
in the world for
Yep.
them. But when
Mhm.
it was like my pride saying, "Mm-mm, I can't do it," because I'm giving them advice. How I'm gonna look coming to them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like I,
because you are that beacon and so you
mhm.
want to still stay in that place so that they can come to you for that help and not feel like they can't because they look at you a certain way. And it's challenging. It that was powerful for me learning how to say no within first, just to
And you feel a lot
have a
better.
habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
And
you
I
want
feel
to
like,
give, you want to
yeah,
always be supportive. You always want to turn the other cheek. You always want to just be like, hey, be loyal in any and all situations. But sometimes you just have to choose and
yeah.
choosing you
I
can
feel like
look
that's
like you're being mean, but you're not.
yeah. That's actually a part of healing. I feel like life teaches us that hey, you're supposed to be there for somebody when they need you. You know,
Mhm.
loyalty over everything. You got to be there. You got to do this. Like life teaches us that, but it doesn't teach us how to take care of us.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't teach us like when to say no. When is it okay for me to be like, okay, I'm hurting and I need my time. I can't. I'm not in a space to hear from you right now. Like it's okay to say those things. It's okay to put you first.
Right. And even and you mentioned something about um it's okay to forgive and not still that person still have full access to you.
Oh
Um
yes.
and that's
A
been
lot of people think that it's like, oh, I forgive you, but I still need to be all around you, and you need to be able to call me every day. Like you can forgive somebody and give them space because maybe this person that you're forgiving, you need to have that. You have to learn how to put people where they are. Like
right,
everybody don't need to be able to have immediate access to you.
right. I agree with that.
So let me ask you something. And you might share. So when you be how did you balance that? Because everybody know you're her now. I mean, you're her, and see, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you wrote the book, and everybody see you her now. Everybody know you're a different person, um, and like you said, Jen, people call on you for prayer and stuff like that because they feel like you know how to get a prayer through. So of course they're gonna call on you. So how do you balance knowing that, okay, I'm gonna sit this one out? You know what I'm saying? How do you balance that? You know what I'm saying? Because you are her. When you are her, it's more on you, right? So you should expect more to be when to whom much is given, much is expected, right?
Yeah.
So when God make you her, so he expect you to, you know what I'm saying, convert some more hers. You know what I'm saying? So how do you balance that? How do you say, I'm gonna sit this one out, God? I'm gonna sit this one out. Somebody calling on me for prayer. My cup empty today. You know, so how do you balance that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Actually, this is actually happening to me now as you speak of it. That I had to let go of way when I first started my journey. It's been years since we talked, and she finally decided to reach out to me, and she's basically on a journey of finding God herself. And she was just like reaching out to me saying, hey, I was so mad at you when you was like, oh, we couldn't be friends, and you were taking this journey. Like, I really hated you, and I didn't understand why you had to end our friendship after all those years. And she was like, it wasn't until I started searching. I'm like, okay, I was holding her back. Like, she realized for herself that she was actually holding me back. And what I did was not about our relationship, but it was more about me finding me. And she calls on me a lot now because I'm the only person that she knows that truly knows the word and can guide her through it. But also I have my own duties too. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the balance in that is basically, like you said, having that discernment to know, okay, can I pour right now? Or do I need to take this time for myself? So for me, it's like saying, okay, I can't come and pray with you right now, but look, I'm free on this day, this and that. And if I can, I'll send you a scripture. I can send you something real quick. I try to do what I can, but I don't try to, like I used to do, I would stop my whole life. I would stop everything. To be like, okay, here I am. What you need? Let me do it. Okay, let's go. Now I'm able to say, okay, I can't do that right now, but I can call you later tonight, or maybe I can send you a quick scripture, send you a video. I don't try to like close people out, but I don't overdo.
Or you can go get the book. I just said, look, go get the book. Just go get the book. Go get the book, girlfriend. Because I've been there, right? I've been there because I go see, because it's kind of like when people call on me to come sing, at a funeral and stuff like that. And everybody know me. I've sang for everybody in their mama's funeral. And sometimes, I have to find a space where I can say, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you know, and it's difficult because you feel like you have a calling on you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To show up every time somebody call you, and it's a difficult balance that you have to do. So so I definitely understand that. But you have a book that you can refer to now.
and sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to, because if not, you will get burnt out. And I can relate to all of that, because the season that I was in, that you are in now, I can remember being on the phone to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, talking to or listening to someone who was going through something. Or I would stop what I was doing. It didn't matter if I was cooking, I was doing whatever. I would stop to be supportive. And I'm in a different place in life now, and I'm in transitioning back to that person more so. But that time of my life, I relate. It's always, you're considering everybody else, and your heart is bigger than your physical. Like you really want to do more than what you do. And then you can overextend yourself to the point of you're tired, and you do need to be poured back into. And a lot of times there aren't people to pour back into you. For some reason it happens that way. Like you're pouring, but you don't really always have the access to people to pour back into you. I don't know why that happens, but it's a weird place.
That is true. But thank God, I feel like I didn't really say that, but it's important to have also people in your circle that can pour into you, that you can
Yes.
call to pray for you too. Like
Yes.
it's important to build like relationship with like-minded people as well.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, you described something in the book called the breaking. What is the breaking? Describe what is the breaking? What do you mean when you say the breaking?
The breaking. So the breaking is the point where I feel like, you know how people say she ain't gonna leave until she hit her breaking point. You ain't gonna leave until you done. Like, like, okay, this is it. I'm done. Like that's the breaking point for me when I was in my prayer closet on my knees crying, like, God, forgive me. I don't know what I did, but please get these demons off of me. Help
Mm.
show me the
Mm.
way. Like it's to the point where you're like total surrender. That's the breaking.
Mm.
Total surrender.
Mm.
I see that. Mm. Yeah, that's I get that too. I at the whole book from the first chapter to the 12th, it's just every part. It's almost like counseling in that book. It's almost like a mini counseling session, but it's packed. It's like power packed. And it covered like literally everything. And I can say that as a woman, it covered everything.
That
And I
means
wish that I had had this book about 15 years ago.
yeah. I,
About
like
15 years ago. But it's perfect for now for me because it's a restoration book for me at this point.
yes, I feel like it could be used in all areas of your life. Like
Yeah.
I still go back and read it. Like, and I'm the one that wrote it. Like I need that
Yeah.
sometimes to remember that, to go back and remember. Because I feel like when I wrote this book, all those questions that I had this book. I wish I had
Mm.
somebody to tell me these things. Like it took life for me to go through these things. I had to go through therapy myself, and that wasn't even willing. That was like God. I ended up getting a job with a nonprofit helping women that's been abused, that's been sexually trafficked, and it was a Christian company. And they had us go through free therapy because we're dealing with these people. We're taking on everything.
Mm.
And going through therapy, I had to face things that I didn't even know that was in me. I had to forgive for things that I didn't even know I needed to forgive for. Like, I feel like people look at therapy as bad sometimes, or you don't need to do that. But I feel like during that time, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about just why I need Jesus and why, like, I'm not perfect and he's the only one perfect.
Right.
Like, I had to really dive deep. So I put everything in there. I put my past, I put my future, I put therapy, I put everything, my life lessons into that book.
I want to say chapter 9 was a lot of help for me. It's titled Her Boundaries. And that chapter really spoke volumes to me. And protecting your peace was the theme of it. And a lot of times, as women, we don't know how to protect our peace because we're trying to, I don't want to say people please, but we're trying to be understanding. We're trying to be there for everybody. And sometimes, again, it's to our detriment. And then we don't have the peace that we need to continue to protect and guard that sacred place that we're building or rebuilding.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I feel like I said, I didn't understand boundaries at all.
Mm.
I didn't understand how to show up for me because
Mm.
honestly, I didn't even know who me was. Like I was just going with the flow of life. So, like, to finally read through God, like even God's word tells us to have boundaries.
Right.
That's why it's so important to read your word, because I feel like his word is not only an instruction for our life, but the things that you're getting off the internet that you're going to search for, everything is right there, right in front of you.
Yeah.
Not only prophecy for what's going on now and what's to come, but
Mm-hmm.
he gives you everything
Yes.
through
Everything.
reading his word and learning how to set boundaries. Even Jesus he went to the wilderness. He didn't tell nobody he was going in there. he needed to
Right.
break to be with Jesus. He didn't have to tell nobody. He set his own boundaries.
Right.
I feel like boundaries are like something that people don't look at and they don't know about as much. And it's a very important part to healing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And when you're building, you've made grounds, and you want to protect that building space so that you can continue to build, so that you can be what God has purposed you to be. Because this
Yeah.
whole book is becoming her is purposeful. Because we can choose to do whatever we want to do because of free will. But like how you're doing, you sit quiet with God and you hear from Him. You're doing what He has purposed you to do.
Correct.
And a lot of times people may not understand. They see one thing, but they don't understand what's happening. They don't see what God sees that He's showing you, and how to build and get your life in a place where you can be beneficial to the body of Christ. And sometimes, people don't understand boundaries are necessary, and sometimes people take offense to it. And it's important that we understand as women, it's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say no sometimes, and it's okay to be able to know when it's your time to open up, or even to um, be in certain spaces.
Yeah.
So that particular chapter really did a lot for me with my thinking about like how I try to move in life.
Hmm.
Because I can be very open, just let everybody in, come on in, come on in. And you get jabbed, stabbed, hurt, and you're like, wait, what just happened?
We have
And
to understand we also live in a very, like, everything is not just physical, it's spiritual.
mm-hmm,
So when you're letting people in and you letting people know all your business, they might
mm-hmm,
look on the outside that they care so much or they happy for you, but some people really be praying on your downfall. They want you to give you that information so they can pray against it.
right,
Like, you have to be very discerning and you have to be able to just know when and how to maneuver with people,
right,
with life, with everything. And always pray. I feel like that's like, people say pray. You pray in the morning, you pray at night, but pray, like, I pray all throughout my night, maybe, or through my day. I'm probably in the kitchen. I say a quick little prayer, because
mm-hmm,
when you don't pray, that's when the enemy is attacking. Oh,
mm-hmm,
she ain't pray today. I know how to get her.
right,
Oh, she ain't
yeah,
pray today. I'm gonna catch her on this end. Oh, she ain't
mm-hmm,
pray today. I might even get somebody
mm-hmm,
to come cuss her out, and she might just do something
yeah.
that she's supposed to do. Like, you
Eh,
got it's
yeah. I
very.
promise you, I promise you that that's just confirming some things that I felt God was speaking to me. It's like He says, pray without ceasing. And
Yes.
it can be one day that I don't pray, and I'm like, I see why
Hmm.
God said you got to pray every day, because it be that one day you don't. Here,
Hmm.
here, the devil come, and you're like, oh my
Feel that
goodness.
sometimes, like, life could be going so good, and I'm just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to pray. I'll just pray tomorrow. And then when you get attacked, you like, oh, like,
Yeah.
dang, I have been always praying, even when it's good, when it's not good.
Right.
Like, you need
Right.
to be praying over your family, praying over everybody. Like, it's this world is spiritual. It's not just physical. You got to pray.
Absolutely. Because the devil stays busy, so we got to stay busy too. We got all the help we need. We just got to talk to God about it,
Yep.
and He got us. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, once again, y'all, we're here with Latonya Renee Brown, author of the book Becoming Her, A Proverbs 31 Journey in the Modern World, and YouTube podcast host of Peace Through Christ. And I'm going to tell y'all, me and Jen, we read this book. I've read it once, Jen read it twice. Because
I'm gonna read it again.
yeah, it's kind of like New York. Shit is so nice they had to name it twice, right? So listen, I encourage everybody to go get this book. So my next question to you is: did you intentionally want the book to be geared toward women? Because I'm telling you, I was feeling this book myself. I'm a man, so I didn't want to feel no kind of way. I'm feeling this book. So is it exclusively for women, or does you just feel like you can only come from a woman's perspective? You know what I'm saying? Because you could have made this like a guidebook for everybody.
I
From
could.
from me reading this book, this could have been a guide for men, you know what I'm saying, to better themselves. So did you specifically just want it to be for women, or it just you just came from a woman's perspective, so you made everything like about her and girlfriend? Because you said girlfriend a lot of him and sister, and I'm like, hold on now.
Yes, when I wrote this book, it was for the girls. It was for the
Thank
women.
you.
It was
I
for
told him that. I told him that. We had this conversation.
You're right, but I was feeling it, so I
You should feel it. You should, because that makes it all good.
On it too. When you told me that you read it, it made me look back and say, "Oh, wait a minute, it could be for men too." I do speak to women in here. Yes, I say sis, I say girl, I say a lot of that.
Yeah, you say sis and girl. Okay, I just skip over.
If you're looking for a wife, read this. If you are a man and you're having some problems in your marriage, read it. Pass it to your girlfriend, pass it to whoever. Like you said, I feel like everybody can gain something from this book. I did write it specifically for women because it was from my story as a woman, and I felt like I didn't know how to speak exactly to men because I'm not a man and I never went through the things that you guys may go through that's different from women. So I wrote it for women, but I feel like, yes, a man can benefit from it too.
Yeah, definitely. So fellas, go get the book, man. And she ain't lying. It can help your relationship out, man. Ain't nothing like having a woman who understand her role. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing. And it's not saying that you and I can't speak for your husband. I'm pretty sure he's happy with the woman you are now. He's really excited, you know what I'm saying? It's a different thing, you know what I'm saying? But I can't speak for him. But what is he saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Can you talk about like how he feeling? Has he told you how he feel about you becoming her now?
I think it speaks in the way that he looks at me. Like, it's a different type of look. Like, when you know your woman is at home taking care of the house, when you know your woman ain't out here trying to be in the streets and be seen by everybody, like when you know that she's at home praying over you, even when you ain't telling her, she already know and she got you covered. Like, it's a different type of love that comes from me becoming her, and it's a different type of way that I can pour into him. So he benefits from it, I benefit from it, our whole relationship benefit from it because I'm more easy. I feel like I'm an easy woman. I'm more of an easy woman than I was before. Like we could communicate a lot better because back then you couldn't tell me that and I had a comeback for everything. But now it's like I can listen to him and he can hear from me and we can respect each other. We can agree, we can disagree, but at the end of the day, we always come to God first. God is first in our marriage, and we just build off that foundation and we show our kids that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's why I tell the fellas, there's nothing like having peace. That's what real peace is to me. When you can communicate and understand each other's without, you know what I'm saying? That's it's ain't nothing like having a woman who bring you peace, man. And it asks you to do more. You know what I'm saying? It asks the man to do more. And so, fellas,
I don't know if you can answer that. I feel like it makes them strive to want to do more, be more when you have that supportive woman behind your back.
Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. Because if she giving it her all, you can't slack. You know what I'm saying? If she being all that you think she should be, you don't have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? So you want to do more. So yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, chapter 10. You're talking about walking in your assignment or walking in her assignment. And there was one part that said choosing obedience over opinions. I love that. And can you expand on it a little bit for everybody?
I feel like everybody has an assignment that they may think they want to do or think is their purpose in life, or just something that you probably saw somebody else do and you're like, oh, I feel like I could do even more with that. Everybody has their own assignment. But I feel like when you walk, it's different when you pray over your assignment and you ask God about your assignment and you really like focus on that to know, okay, is this assignment going to bring me peace? Is this assignment, do I feel called to this? Is this assignment something that I can benefit from? So there was a lot of things. Like, I feel like I'm a multi-talented person. I can do a lot of things. And I know a lot of people had different opinions, like, oh, you should be doing this, you could have this, you could do that. And I feel like I had to be obedient to God to come to him and say, okay, what do you want me to do? Because if I ain't doing what you want me to do, none of this matters at all.
Exactly. Exactly.
I feel like being obedient to be able to be still and just say, okay, God, I want to be the author of my life. I want to write it out. I want it to go how I want to go. It ain't coming quick enough. It ain't gonna get you nowhere, because at the end of the day, he's writing your story. He's the beginning and he's the end of your story. He knows your story from the beginning to the end. So I feel like you have to be obedient, ask and seek and pray over whatever you feel like your assignment is, and don't be scared to walk in that and to tell people, okay, I respect your opinion, but this is what you told me to do right now.
Right. Because the people's opinions will come. Like, you'll have an assignment and people recognize it, but then they'll want you to do it a certain way. They'll want you to do it. They'll give you all these ideas and suggestions. Well, do it this way. And you're like, no, it don't resonate with who I am. You know, this is not the core of the assignment. Yeah, I can do this way, but my spirit is not leading me to do it this way. It's leading me to do it the way God would have me to do it.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
You can pray about your assignment and you do the assignment that God's tell you, but then also in the midst of it, you start doing it your own way a little bit. I'm gonna add a little twist to it, and then you wondering why is nothing coming from this?
Exactly.
Because now you decide to take the pen for yourself. Now you decide, oh, I'm gonna go with, I did what you said. I think I got it from here. Like, you have to be fully obedient.
That's right. And that's what the whole purpose is for becoming her. It's like that purposeful woman that God created us to be. And the title itself, you know, the Proverbs 31 woman, that's always been in my heart for years, you know, ever since I became like a young adult, past my high school years. And it's a description of the type of woman that God would have us to be. Because the world tells us to be this, tells us to be that. You should do this way, and this is how you're going to get the most this and that. But the Proverbs 31, what I love about the book, when you highlighted that in your title, is that this is a description, because he's our creator. So with him being our creator, he knows what we're supposed to embody. So when you go by his description, like I'm God, I made woman, and so this is what this woman should look like. And it's a lot of things within that Proverbs 31. It's a lot of things. So it's not just one thing, but it's a lot wrapped up in it. And like, whether you're a working mom, whether you a stay-home mom, because you're still working, because it's just, you know, you're in a space where everybody don't see you and you don't get accolades at the end of the day, except maybe from your husband, you know, and your kids loving on you. But it's just about, how can a person not value what God says is a description of a woman? And he gave it to us in his word.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you highlighted that.
Yes. And I go into it because I know a lot of Christian women, that's who we want to be. That's who we wake up every day and say, okay, I'm going to be this Proverbs 31 woman. This who I strive to be. And I feel like a lot of Christian women may get overwhelmed, because when you read that, you're like, dang, is she like a robot? Like, how is
yes, a lot.
Making bread from scratch. She's selling land and buying. Like, she a powerful woman. But I also look at that in a way is, with God, all these things are possible. This is a picture of a woman. Like, all these things are possible when you have Jesus. Yes, she can get up at 6 a.m. before her kids, 5 a.m. before her husband, and prepare the house and have everything ready because of God. We don't do that in our own strength. There's nothing I can do. Like, I get tired. I pull my strength from him. That's how I get up and do what I have to do every day. That's how I'm able to pour into my kids and pour into my husband and still make space for me. It's because of Jesus. And I feel like in the Proverbs 31 woman picture in the Bible, he shows us that this is what she does, but she doesn't do it to look perfect or you think that she's
Right.
a perfect woman. She does it because she has me. So she's able to do these things.
Right. And it blesses those in her life, the
Yes.
husband, the children, family,
And
friends, people
everybody.
who are around in the community. It's a ripple effect. And
Yes.
it's the
It sh-
fabric of society to some degree.
I feel like it shows us how to be soft too. Because I
Mhm.
feel like women put on this hard face
Yep.
nowadays, like really, really hard. Like, I need to do this, I need to
Yes,
do
they
that.
do.
They put on this hard, we're not supposed to be men. We're not. Let
Right.
the men do
Yes,
their
they do.
Right.
That's not us. God created you to be that soft person that the man can come lay on and come to and pour, and you can pour into him and he can pour into you. Like, be able to sit in there and know, okay, this is where I am. This is where God wants me to be. And I can be soft and I can still like be a motivation to other people. I can still show up. I can still be a great woman without feeling like I got to be the man. I got to put the pants on.
Right.
Like,
Right.
be a woman. It's okay to
Right.
be a woman. It's power in that. She's a
Mhm.
very powerful
Right.
woman.
Right.
And when a lot women say things, man, that sometimes men don't understand. Like a woman saying, "I don't need a man," instead of saying, I mean, let's change, let's rephrase that and say, "I need the right man." Don't say you
Mhm.
don't need a man.
Yes.
Say you need the right man because you haven't found the right man. You say, "I don't need no man. I got
Right.
it." I mean,
Right.
that can't be true. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, and I think that, the book is so helpful to help women heal from maybe the mindsets that creates
Absolutely, this book, yeah.
that demeanor. And so, and
Mhm.
I get it, because when you've been through a lot of things, um, and you get to a place where maybe you're not in a marriage anymore, you're divorced, and you start doing stuff for yourself, and you're like, I don't want to be out here too long. I don't want to
Mhm.
be out here too long because I don't want to be that hearted woman that's like, I don't need a man to do nothing for me. I got this. And we may go through hurts that may make us feel that way. And I think it ties into that independent thing that you put where it says it equals safety.
Yeah.
That's a mindset that as women we can develop. We feel like if we're independent, we're safe. I don't need you. I got it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
hurt me because I did it all myself. So you can't say you did this for me. I did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that was me. And I feel like trauma brings you that too because
Of
I was
course.
taught to do a lot of things for myself early. Like, I did a lot of things for myself. I worked very hard for everything. And I even taught myself how to drive. Like, it was a lot of things that I did on my own. So I'm like, okay, what I need a man for? I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. That was my mindset.
I get
But my
it.
mindset was like that because I didn't know Jesus. I thought I knew him, but I didn't know him.
Mm. So let me ask you a question. What does it mean to you as a woman to have your house in order? And why is it important for a woman to have a house in order?
Mm. I feel like that's the number
You,
one
you,
thing.
you talked about that in the book.
Hmm. I feel like that's the number one thing for a woman. I feel like you are the homekeeper. You are the one who upkeeps the home. And I feel like you have to, your house is not, and okay, when we say house in order, I don't mean like your house is tip top clean every day and the dishes is never in the sink or whatever. I mean
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I know you was talking about setting the tone, the
yes,
vibes, and
home for
yeah.
your house. You're the person that brings peace into the home. You make the home a home. You are the person that sets the tone for the home. So your husband come in, he feel like, okay, this is a space where I can lay down and I can feel
Mhm.
safe. Your
Yeah.
kids can run around, they can scream, they can be happy because they are safe in their home because you are the person that instructs that. You are the person that the kids are learning from in your home as the mother. The man is more so of the discipline. He's the help when it comes to the kids and all that stuff. But you are the main face that they see to teach them, okay, this is the way you do it. This is how you clean a home. This is how you cook. This is how you prepare this. Like, if you're, I feel like women worry about so many things. How do I get money? How do I get this business? How do I do this and that? We forget about the main thing we need to be focused on is our house. How
Mhm.
do we show our kids how to be happy spiritually, not just happy with money, happy with what's going on in the world? We need to be able to pour into them spiritually in our home.
Absolutely.
So how do you approach broken? I mean, like how does a woman know that they're broken? I mean, how do you approach a woman who come to you? She's broken. What do you do? So I mean, how do you approach a woman like that? Like you know, because like we just said, a lot of women, the modern women, a lot of things that you just said, they're not with that no more. So um, how do you approach a woman like that? What do you say to her?
A woman that's not like, what do you mean?
Like y- before you became her, how did you approach that woman? Before you became her, how do you approach that woman now that you are her?
I feel like it's hard to approach any woman that's not in that space because they're not ready to be in that space and they don't understand like how that space could actually help them. I feel like they have to be ready. You have to literally be praying over that person because I could tell you all day, hey, it'll be better if you just listen to him and pray over him and y'all go to church together and you just let him be the man. I could tell you that all day, but it's not going to resonate until you're ready. It's not going to resonate with you until you're able to put those walls down and say, okay, I'm only putting up this wall because I don't want him to hurt me. I'm only putting up this wall because I just want to be able to say I have this for myself. Like you have to be able to face yourself to know, okay, this is why I'm doing this. I can let this go now. That goes back to looking back. That goes back to prayer. That goes back to everything. Everything comes back to Jesus because you're not going to be able to see what you need. You're not going to be able to see clearly on why this is right or why they say this is right. I feel because the world is saying something different. You're not going to know until you know Jesus, until you're able to really come to him and know, okay, I've been living this wrong way because I've been in the world. I haven't been in you. So the fruit that I'm getting is totally different than what you're going to get when you are in him.
Right. And as women, we're overwhelmed with so much in social media about advice for this, advice for that, and it's not always um, advice that's healing. Sometimes it's just advice to control, manipulate. It's not always about being the person that you really should be, which is not being afraid, having faith to just be who God would have you to be, to draw in those good things, because it's rough out here. Like
Mhm.
I don't think our time of growing up was not as rough as it is for maybe the young girls now. It's just so much out there. It's so much advice that's not
Yeah.
um, healing advice. It's just this is how you get back, or this is how you deal with it. But it's not healing, and healing does bring about change so that you can fully be who you're supposed to be.
Yeah. I feel like everybody is pulling from the broken part and they're listening to people that are still broken and they're
Mm,
applying that to their life and it's only hurting them and not helping them and they don't see that. So
right.
I feel like the reason that's also another reason I created this book because it's a different space to show you how to become this her different from what the world tells you her is supposed to be.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What is your favorite part in this book? What is your favorite chapter? Um, what would you say the meat and potatoes to you in this book? Your favorite part of this book?
My favorite chapter would actually be chapter 12, the end of the book.
And,
Okay.
and why? Why is that?
I feel like because I feel like everybody expects the ending and they kind of feel like they know like her at the end I'm gonna be completely her, like I'm gonna be finished. And that's not really the ending. And I feel like it's a surprise and I feel like it also pours and it really like invites you into a new space where you continue.
Hmm. Okay, that's awesome right there.
Because her doesn't end.
Her doesn't end. It's a continuous thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the voices always come back, right?
Yes. But her meets him and him is Jesus and everything's gonna be okay.
Okay.
Wow. This
Yeah.
is this is an awesome book, and I'm speechless because it's just it's so powerful. So I will continue to read it as needed. I won't look at it as a one time or two time read. I will refer back to it because it's like a mini it's not like a self-help, but it's just keep checking myself. It helps me to keep checking me because I journal a lot. And so I'm appreciating this. So I want to ask you this. You wrote this wonderful book. What's next for you?
I have a lot of different things in the works. I actually want to continue with Becoming Her, and I want to do a full devotional for the Becoming Her so that women can use it in Bible studies, and you can apply it to the book as well. And I also want to create like an event for women in general for the Becoming Her and just really get the word out there about Jesus, just share my testimony and just not hold back the goods, not hold back the gems. Like every woman needs to know this. And I know it's plenty of women out there, young, old, whatever it is, can get help from this book. Because I know you may not have been in my exact space, or you may not think that you need help, or you may be the person that really don't know. I feel like if you read this, you're gonna figure out something. You're not gonna leave this book with nothing.
Absolutely, and she's absolutely right, y'all. I mean, this goes for the fellas too. So if I enjoyed the book, I know the ladies will enjoy this book. Where can we find this book? Is it just on Amazon?
Yes, right now it's on Amazon, and you can also find the ebook version on Kindle as well. I am going to end up putting it in different platforms. Eventually, I want to get it in the library as well. But you guys support me, go on Amazon, purchase it. You can look up Becoming Her, Proverbs 31 Journey in a Modern World. It should pop up. Or if you have me on Facebook at Latonya Renee Brown or Lala Renee Brown, you can click the link that's pinned at my top, and it has the Amazon link exactly to the book.
Okay, I have another question. What are some of the things you discovered about yourself and letting God reshape you and breaking from the mold of this world? What are some things you discovered about you now? Now that you have become her, what are some things you discovered about yourself that you didn't know?
I think I discovered that there was a mask that I think every woman puts on that I needed to break free from. I discovered that there was a lot of stuff that I learned in life, in church, through other people that I needed to like really revisit and unlearn it and relearn some new things for myself. I feel like in Becoming Her, the breaking was needed, and I'm still being broken down to this day because I feel like God is never going to be finished with me. There's always room for growth in my life. So I feel like God has molded me into something way better than I used to be, but he also showing me that the journey does not end, and he's showing me that I can show up in a different type of way for people than I would have back then that can actually help instead of hurt somebody.
That's awesome. I gotta You got something else, Jimmy?
I think we've covered a lot of the questions. I'm just excited for your new ventures in expanding this project of the book. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. Thank you for reading the book. Thank you for sharing what you learned from the book. I feel like I am so happy just to hear feedback because that lets me know that when I was writing it and sitting with the Holy Spirit and really putting my all into it, it did not go to waste and people are actually benefiting from it.
Oh yes. I felt like when I was reading it, like I was standing and it was like pages all around me and I felt enveloped in it. It was
Oh yes,
it was
you was enveloped in
I
it.
was I just
You
it's
was
hard to
enveloped
find
in
words,
it.
but that's the best way I can describe it.
Because a
And
lot of the stuff in the
I
book you have been already talking about, like
Yes.
the
Prior
way
to even reading it. we were having discussions that I was trying
And
to share with him about myself.
And as a man, it's kind of you know when you find out, oh, she was right. She agreed with her.
Yes.
My goodness.
I remember when I first started writing it and I was like reading it to my husband because he had came home and I'm just so excited. I'm like, let me read you the first chapter, and I'm reading to him. And he's like, baby, that's good. Like, all jokes aside, that is good. He was like, what did he say? He said, I feel like the women will read this, and if they don't cry, something wrong with them. And then the way that you described it was exactly what I prayed for women when they read this book. So you just have me right here in my head, like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because the way that I prayed over this book before I released it on the way that I want it to touch women is exactly how you just described it to me.
Oh, wow.
That's
a blessing. Wow.
Here, Patrick Brown say it's a great book, and I'm not saying this because she's my daughter-in-law. It really is though, and it's good to have people like your loved ones support you, man. That's how I found out about the book, through her.
She is my number one supporter. Shout out to my mother.
She's your number one supporter. All right, number one supporter.
Yes.
Number one supporter. Okay, look, we're gonna change direction for a second. We're gonna do this thing called Quick Tops. I just like to know what the guests up to sometimes. So here we go. Flats or drums? Come on now, we're gonna have a little fun.
Drums, flats.
Flats.
Oh, she
me
likes
too.
flats.
Love flats.
I don't know why people like flats. You got to deal with two bones.
I know we like to eat around it.
It's different about it, like pulling it out.
Yes.
Well, see, you do that with the drum. You can just grab the tip of the.
Because that's beastie for y'all. Y'all bite it off. We like the,
big on my drum, so I guess that's the reason too.
Okay. What you like? You like ranch or blue cheese?
Blue cheese.
I'm a ranch person.
I'm a blue cheese.
I like ranch.
They don't like that blue cheese, especially the good blue cheese.
Yeah,
man,
the real blue cheese
with those hard those crunches. Those,
yes.
Man, yeah, the real blue cheese. I ain't talking about that watered down blue cheese.
Right, the real stuff. Give me the
So when you and your husband go out, y'all go out for dinner. Do y'all sit together or across?
Across. I like to see his face. I like to.
Okay. So we see Jen like we
be right up on each other, and
she like to sit next to me. You know what I'm saying?
And when I talk, I just turn and look at him.
Yeah. Jen like to sit, and you know when you get to the table, they already got one on that side and one on that side. So they expect everybody to sit across.
Nope, I'm getting right up on you.
So Jen changed the game on me.
Yes.
Okay. For leisure, what you like, a book, movie, or listen to music?
I'm a music girl through and through. I used to actually do music, so music is everything. Music get me.
Oh, you used to do music?
Yeah.
What kind of music? You sing?
I sing. I used to rap. I did.
Oh man!
Wow.
Did you?
I used to dance too. So music is like everything to me.
You're a triple threat, man.
Hey, that's nice, because if that's the way that you express yourself and you're talented in it, you should.
Yeah.
So did you ever record any music?
Yeah, I recorded a lot of music. Yeah.
Somebody
I actually
on the platforms?
Before I got pregnant with my first child, I was supposed to be getting signed to So Def.
What?
Wow.
Get out of here. So do you have any music out on the platform or something we can listen to?
I actually took most of it down.
Oh, because it ain't who you are now, right?
It was the old me, but some of it was actually good. I feel like I have a couple songs that was reasonable. Yeah.
Okay, well, get back in the studio and do it the way you want to do it now.
Right. Do it for God. I didn't answer the question. I would say maybe a movie.
A movie? Okay.
Yeah.
I like
a
I probably now you've turned into a movie guy. I used to be music, when I was by myself. listen to sad songs and stuff like that. But now,
Not the sad song.
Oh, well, I'm glad you ain't into
now
sad
movies,
songs.
you know what I'm saying? Okay,
Yeah.
go-to food. What's your go-to food? Soul food, Asian, Italian, Jamaican, or Mexican? Somebody, I mean, you got this. You hungry, you know what I'm saying? You want this to count. You know what I'm saying?
Italian. I'm a pasta girl. I love some pasta.
Or you're a pasta girl. What
Yeah.
you like, Jamie?
It's hard to say because I like Italian and Asian food.
And but we eat Mexican 3 times a week.
No, that's you. That's you.
No, that's you. One thing about a man, we gonna eat wherever you want to go
don't
eat.
care about Mexican
I'm gonna find
food
a dish.
that.
I'm gonna find a dish.
Yeah.
You know,
I like
woman-
Asian
I've been
food.
liking Mexican lately. I've been into the burrito tacos lately for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh
those are good.
yeah, I
Those
like
are
the
good.
little dipping sauce. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
I've been
And
liking
then when
I like Mexican food. I just
It's not
I
my
think-
go-to though. It's not something.
Yeah.
I get Mexican though.
So your go-to is what? Thai food now? Asian?
No, I don't
Come
really-
on now.
I go anywhere.
Come on, buddy. You gotta pick one.
I'm gonna say soul food.
Okay.
I'm
so
gonna stick to soul food. If, you know what I'm saying? It gotta count. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry and I gotta have it. But I can eat all. I can.
found a good soul food. Like if I make soul food, I gotta make it at home. I haven't found like a soul food that I'm like, that's good.
Mhm. Okay, last question before we go. Last question. Okay, if you could have only 2 senses, hearing, sight, smell, touch, or taste, which 2 you want?
That's hard.
So for me, I'll tell you right off the bat, it would have to be touch and hear.
Touch
I
and
gotta be
hear.
able to touch and hear.
I got to be able to see and hear. I got to be able to see and hear.
Be able to touch and I gotta be able to hear.
I know it's not a fair question. There, I know it's not a fair question.
It's a hard question to answer, but if I had to pick 2, I gotta be able to hear and I gotta be able to put my hands on stuff.
Yeah. I would say hear and sight.
Okay. I know this is a crap. How can you choose this?
Yeah.
Man? Come on, I know you saying this dude here crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, we ain't gonna ask you no more crazy questions.
What our people say? I ain't see anybody what they said.
Okay, we had part comments. Is there anything we didn't cover? You got anything you want to talk about? Whatever you want to talk about, we're gonna give you the floor. You know what I'm saying? Until you get through talking. So you got the floor. Whatever you want to say, plugs or whatever, you know.
Okay. Well, guys, make sure you just go and get Becoming Her on Amazon. You can, if you're a person that like to read from your phone or your iPad, you can get it on Kindle, and also pass it to a friend. Put it in the birthday gifts. Like, I promise you, anybody can use it. And don't look at it as in, I only get this book if I'm searching. I promise you don't even have to be searching to get this book. Get it, read it, and you can get something from it. I just want to thank you for all the people that has already supported me in purchasing the book. I really appreciate all of you for sharing, talking about how it helped you, and helping like spread the word about the book. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening to me and taking the time to come on here.
Push that, but
What you
move
say?
too late.
Okay. Okay, Jay, you got something you want to say?
I'm gonna echo her. It's an awesome book. You don't have to be in a certain place. I think this book will help any woman. I read it, and with the stage I'm in my life, it's so helpful to me. So I would just say you all just support her. It'll be a blessing to you and to any of the women in your family, and again, beneficial to the men in your life. So definitely, I give this 100 rating, like of 100. This is an amazing
Yeah,
book.
it is. This is probably one of the best.
Yes.
Probably one of the best. I don't want to, because we have a lot of books we don't read and guess on, but just probably one of the at tops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I think really going to help people, yeah, those sound nice.
And I get it. I get it because it's a lot of us that are broken. All we have to do is look on social media. There's a lot of us that are broken.
Yeah, really.
And we have to raise children. So guess what? If we're broken, we might be raising children that become broken because of our brokenness. So I just I'm just thinking it's beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, so y'all please go get this book, Becoming Her, man. It's 12 chapters. It's not a I think we read this book in like 2 hours. 2 hours. We read this book in 2 hours. And I'm slow, so it's 64 pages. Did you mean for this book to be like a guide too? Because you got a lot of questions in here.
It's like not really more like a devotion.
Like an assignment type book, like
yeah,
like a study book, like you know what I'm saying?
Kind of like a study book, yeah. Because I didn't want it to be all about me. Like that wasn't the reason. Like, yes, I want you to see, but I want you to see you, and I want you to dive deep for yourself.
And that was genius. That was genius too. So because when you read the book, you have to. It forces you to reflect on yourself.
Right.
You know, as a woman. I mean, even as a man, you ask the question. Now I gotta answer it. Because this, you know what I'm saying? How do I feel about this question? You know what I'm saying? So that was genius to me, I think, in this book. So kudos to you on that. So once again, y'all go get this book, man. I can't say it enough. Becoming Her, a Proverbs 31 journey in a modern world. And we really need this in the modern world, man. And also go check her out on YouTube. Tell them about your YouTube channel.
Yes, come over and come on the podcast. I have a podcast called Peace Through Christ Podcast. And I go through the Bible and give truth. I give my real raw opinions, but I also make sure I am pulling from the Bible to make sure everything I say aligns with his word. So if you're out here searching and you need something to watch and just pour into your spirit rather than like make you feel down, come to Peace Through Christ Podcast. Let me talk to you.
All right, y'all. Once again, y'all, Latonya Renee Brown, author of the book Becoming Her, a Proverbs 31 Journey in the Modern World, and YouTube podcast host, Peace Through Christ.
And we can look forward to a companion book, which is like a journal, right?
Yes, like
I'm looking forward to that.
More like the study version.
Yes,
of
where we can write in it.
Yes.
I love to write.
And once again, we thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys
very much. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for the book. Because I'm gonna make Jen read it again. And I know Jen gonna be. And one thing I know about Jen, when she get a good find, she telling everybody about it. She gonna tell all she got about 7 sisters. So
thank you.
And all of them check in with her, so she finna. I know you gonna get a book too. Which one of your sisters gonna get too?
I'll probably give to my baby sister first.
Yeah.
Who?
She'd
Which
be
one?
The first one. Holly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So once again, y'all, one more clap for you. We appreciate you, Latonya, for coming on. Appreciate the book. Thank you for coming on. What else you got to say before we? We all want to ask you some more questions. So
we having such a good conversation.
But we know you're homeschooling and you got kids and you gotta get to that phone and talk to your husband, see how his day was. You know what I'm saying? Because you heard. You know what I'm saying?
And that's an honorable role. I've been there. I promise. You're doing amazing. I'm not even there to see it. I just from this and this, I see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
All right, we ain't gonna hold you no much longer. Thank you, and see you later. Y'all go get that book. Y'all seriously go get this book, man. I'm telling you, go get this book, Becoming Her. This is a real good read.
It's a beautiful book.
It's a beautiful book, man. It's a beautiful book. And we want to thank you all for tuning in.
Yes.
Commenting. What else they did? Sharing. What else y'all did? What else they did?
Just showing up.
What else you want to tell
Just
them? You got
showing
something
up.
that you want to tell them?
Y'all just continue to look within yourselves and see where your gifts are to bless people around you. We want to feature you if that's where you are in life, and just remember, this journey is not about just doing whatever we want to do because we can. God purposed us with something specific to do, and we have to be able to get quiet, be still, know what that is, and execute it. And that's where you'll have your greatest success. If you're doing it just because you can or because you're doing it the way somebody wants you to do it, it ain't gonna fly too far. And quantity is not your indicator, it's about quality. So just remember that, you have a voice, you have power within you, use it. And the guests that we have on here help ignite that. And so I hope that everybody got something good from it. And just keep reaching within, because that's what this show is about, helping everybody that tunes in and sharing in our community to make this world a better place in the space that we're given. We can't save everything, but in the space that we're given, we can do a lot.
And like I said, man, we got people right up under our nose, man, who's doing small things in a big way. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame that we go way outside of our own community to get inspiration when we got people right up under our nose, who authors and entrepreneurs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But we go so far to get inspiration. We be all on YouTube and looking for books and stuff like that. Following Oprah Winfrey Book Club and all that. We got our own people in our own community with good books, man, that we can learn from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, listen, fellas. I mean, ladies and fellas, go get this book for your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
For your daughter, your sister, man. Read it yourself. I'm telling you, brothers, you're gonna find some gems in this book for yourself, man. Get it for your old lady, man. You want your old lady to be better, man, for you. When y'all always talking about you want a woman to submit to you. Maybe this book will help.
Yeah, it'll help give some understanding where you might not have understood before.
Yeah,
and it's easy. It's easy on you. It's not a hard read. It's an easy read. It's gentle in delivery for whoever.
Well, I got Speechify, so I downloaded it on my Amazon, and I just dumped it into my Speechify, and you can choose somebody to read it. You can get Snoop Dogg to read it to you. but it ain't gonna sound good. Snoop Dogg reading it book to you. So my sis, No. But I had a, you know what I'm saying? But it's a great read, man. Anyway. But I like Speechify because you can get somebody to read it to you, and you just look at the words, and you know what I'm saying.
And for old school people like me, you just put your eyeballs on it and just read it.
Read it. You know what I'm saying.
Get in a quiet space and read it, because it's gonna make you. It's gonna get you in a place where you're gonna be looking at yourself. It's gonna be forced to kind of, in a gentle way, to look at yourself.
No doubt, my brother. No doubt. Thanks. I really enjoyed the show tonight. Peace out, my brother. Peace out, my brother. Listen, y'all. Once again, we thank y'all for sharing. If y'all know anybody got a book, got some valuable information they want to share, entrepreneurship they want to come on and talk about, this is Overflow, the Everyday People Show. That means you guys. That means me. We're trying to create something for the community, man, so we can get people who nobody really knows a whole lot about, to get them exposed, man. You know what I'm saying? Great things. People doing great things, small things in a great way, man. So this is what this show is all about, man. Y'all tell somebody about the show and tune in every week, man. Support the next guest we have on. That's about all, right?
Yep.
It's
that time.
It's that time. Let me give y'all a hand. Because you know what, y'all? We love y'all. And guess what? Tell them, Jen.
Ain't nothing y'all can do about
Ain't
it.
nothing y'all can do about it. Peace.
Bye.